So, Margaret, do you have any other strategy to relax the mind and the eyes?
Yes, I mean, the thing that I do every morning myself when I wake up is I hold these 3 points while holding the back of the neck. I'll show you in a bit more detail. But what this does is it clears the energy out of the head. Brings in Jitshu, the idea is the energy moves down the front of the body and up the back. And if it gets stuck, you get things like headaches, eye problems, mental issues. So the idea is always to bring the energy down, to let the energy flow downwards. So many years ago, I was in a class and the teacher said that if you did this every day, you wouldn't get Alzheimer's. So I thought, well, it's cheap. It's certainly easy. Doesn't take very long. I'll give it a go. So far, no Alzheimer's. So I'll just show you in a little more detail. You do it on one side and then I do it on the other side. So if I'm using my left hand, I put my left hand just straight behind. Here's my neck, neck bone, and I'm just to the left of the center of my neck. And I cut the fingers together and put them on the side there. And that's where that left hand is going to stay. My right hand goes directly above my eye, about halfway between my eyebrow and hairline. It's you'd notice your positive point.
Yes.
And I just hold these points until I feel the pulses in my fingertips and the pulses synchronize and start beating together. And if I don't feel pulses, I say to people, if you don't feel pulses, and you may not at the beginning, just hold them for about 5 minutes and move on to the next point. Okay. So then once I've got those pulses synchronized, and it's just a very light hold, you're not applying any pressure, it's just a light hold. It's very easy if you're lying down in bed because gravity helps you to hold it. Yeah, and then you go down and you feel along underneath your cheekbone from the nose out, and there'll be a little tender spot. Like for me, it's right here, right quite close into the nose today. But other times it can be right out along the cheekbone underneath. There's another spot there. So I just put 2 fingers lightly on that point. And again, I'm just keeping the left hand where it was. And I'm just waiting, listening with my fingers for the pulses, waiting for the pulses to synchronize. And again, if you can't feel the pulses, that's fine. Don't worry, because it's just practice, right? It's like every muscle needs to be exercised, and your pulse sensing muscle might need to be exercised before you can actually feel the pulse.
Yeah. Yes, I can feel the pulse now.
Right. And you want them to synchronize, to beat together. And then when that's complete, you're going to go down underneath the collarbone to what you'd call the brain button, right? Interesting, isn't it, that these points are used like by so many systems. Yeah. So just holding underneath that brain button, underneath the collarbone, sorry, on the right hand side with the right fingertips. Again, it's just a light hold, waiting for the pulses to synchronize. How does that feel?
Yes, I can feel that.
So for me, what I can feel is my right side of my head is actually, it's almost like the sinuses have drained a little bit on the right side. I don't know if you're noticing that. And then I just change over. I put my right hand behind on my neck. So here's the bone. I cut the fingers and I just put them to the right of the center of the neck. And then my left hand up on my forehead, above my left eyebrow. And again, I'm just waiting for the pulses to synchronize.
And while they're waiting, they can also breathe in from the nose and breathe out from the mouth?
Yes. So this flow, it's just the beginning part of a flow, but it will really help with the eyes. And it'll help stress, high blood pressure, headaches, those sorts of things. And I've used it actually with somebody who had a stroke, and it affected one side of the face. So I just use this flow to clear. So you just feel along, find the tender spots. See, on this side, the tender spot's quite a bit out from the nose, not as close in.
Yeah, mine is close in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can hold it with any 2 fingers?
Yeah. Whatever's comfortable for you. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the whole idea is to be comfortable while you're doing this. And just holding these points just helped the energy to unblock, and the woman was able to speak more easily because her facial muscles were working.
Wow. Now I can feel the pulse.
Yeah, good. Have they synchronized?
Yes.
Great. So then we just move down underneath the collarbone on that left side. So this is how I start my day. When I wake up, I just lie in bed and do this. You know, for so many years, I had to leap out of bed and do Tai Chi, and I go, now I can lie in bed and do my Jitsu first.
Yeah, this is very, very simple. You just that I am a very restless person, so I need to just calm down and do this. And maybe this will help with my calming too.
Yeah, I bet if you held your fingers regularly over a period of time, that things would start to balance. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is very simple and anyone can do it.
Anybody can do it. That's the amazing thing about this. Anybody can help themselves. Yeah. So simple and yet profound. So I don't know if you're noticing that your sinuses have cleared a little bit, or
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I had neck pain. I was just got up and I find, but now this is relaxing. My neck is relaxing.
Yeah. That's great.
So now this is going to be a part of my routine.
Excellent. Yeah. I really think it does. I mean, I really get headaches. I really get any sort of block nose or anything like that. I mean, yeah, it's quite helpful.
So just 3 things. So you just have to hold on one side behind the neck, and then the opposite hand on the positive points. And then the second is near under your eyes, any point that feels tender.
It's under the cheekbone. So
under the cheekbones, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you kind of feel along there for that tender spot. And then of course, once you've held it, that tenderness will disappear.
Yeah, and there is hardly anyone who doesn't have tight spots on their jaw joints, right? Because of stress. And then under the collarbones. That's our positive. That's the brain buttons that we say. Yeah. Okay, and you hold it as long as you feel it's enough. Oh, so Margaret, you spoke about simple techniques like just holding each finger with your other hand, and the other one that you told us was just standing mindfully and feel yourself relaxing from top to bottom. And the third was about this technique that you showed us from the opposite side for the mind and the eyes.
Yes.
And yeah, it feels so relaxed. I feel so relaxed already.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's really great.
Yes. And after the interview, I'm going to stand for some time and do that relaxing technique, like standing meditation. That's like something very new for me.
I think it's new for lots of people. Yes. But it is so. It's been fascinating for me to watch people. I mean, I think one of my oldest students was 91 before he stopped coming. But he was in great health at that stage until he actually ended up with some sort of blood cancer and needed 24-hour oxygen, so he couldn't come to class. But he was still standing up. He was still playing his instruments.
Yeah. And I also taught this technique about holding the fingers one at a time to one of my clients who had paralytic stroke. And he was so frustrated because he was such an active person before the stroke. And he couldn't do anything. But this is something that he could do, and he felt very calm afterwards.
That's great.
Yeah, yes. He would tell me that. Yeah. So thank you so much, Margaret, for sharing with us all these valuable tips for our well-being. Thank you again. Thank you again for coming to our show. And cheers to wellness.
Cheers to wellness.
हेलो, ये हमारा थर्ड पार्ट है जो हमने मार्गरेट अंडरवुड जो न्यूजीलैंड से है, जो ब्रेन जिम, ताई ची और जिनसिन जित्सु की प्रैक्टिशनर है। ये थर्ड पार्ट में वो हमें 3 पॉइंट्स बताती है जो हमारे आईज को रिलैक्स करता है और माइंड को भी काम करता है और रिलैक्स करता है। तो इसके लिए ऑपोजिट हैंड, तो राइट हैंड वो बताती है कि नेक के पीछे होल्ड करें और राइट हैंड है वो आईज के ऊपर इस तरह से होल्ड करें और आंख बंद करके ब्रीद इन करके नाक से ब्रीद आउट करके जब तक आपको पल्स फील हो, और अगर ना भी फील हो तो भी 5 मिनट तक आप रखिए। फिर दूसरा है कि ये हाथ पीछे ही रखिए नेक पे और ये हाथ से आप चीक बोन के नीचे जहां पर भी टाइटनेस आपको लगे वहां पर आप 2 या 3 फिंगर के साथ होल्ड कीजिए लाइटली, और ये भी आपको 5 मिनट होल्ड करना है। और तीसरा पॉइंट है, ये मेरा राइट हैंड वहीं पर रहेगा और लेफ्ट हैंड से कॉलर बोन के नीचे जो पॉइंट है, और आप श्योर नहीं हो तो आप ऐसे कर सकते हो, और आपको यहाँ पर जो इंडेंटेशन होगा, सॉफ्ट स्पॉट होगा, वहां पर आपको होल्ड करना है और ये 5 मिनट होल्ड करना है। और फिर हाथ शिफ्ट करना है, चेंज करना है, और फिर मेरा लेफ्ट हाथ नेक के पीछे जाएगा और फिर राइट हैंड से ये पॉइंट, सॉरी पहले ये पॉइंट, फिर ये पॉइंट और ये पॉइंट को टच करना है 5-5 मिनट के लिए। और मार्गरेट ने बताया कि ये पॉइंट्स बहुत ही हेल्प करती है अगर आपको हेडेक है, और उसकी टीचर ने बोला था कि अगर ये करेंगे तो अल्जाइमर्स नहीं होता है। उसने ये स्ट्रोक पेशेंट के लिए भी यूज किया है और उसने देखा है कि जब भी उसने ये किया तो स्ट्रोक पेशेंट इजीली बात कर सकती थी। तो बहुत ही हेल्पफुल है वो। उसके 91 ईयर ओल्ड पेशेंट के साथ में भी ये पॉइंट्स उसने किए थे और उसको बहुत ही हेल्पफुल रहे थे। और वो खुद भी एवरी डे स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द डे वो ये पॉइंट्स को टच करती है बेड पे लेटे लेटे हुए ही। सो आप भी जो मार्गरेट ने हमें जो टिप्स दिए हैं वो भी आप यूज कीजिए और आपके वेलनेस को इम्प्रूव कीजिए। चीयर्स टू वेलनेस।